Alright, I got this beast out again, so I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I've been up to with it since my last video here. So, I think since last time I made a video, I've bought these hostile tires here. These are the ones that are rated for the ice screws. I did have ice screws in it the beginning of the season, but I took them out. Don't really need them in a sand pit. And I had a mount on the side of this thing right here. It's kind of looking down at the tire like that, and it flung a rock at my GoPro and broke the little glass part that goes over the front of it. So I figured I'll just take that off. I don't really need it on there anyway. Got a GoPro mount right on there too. Also got one right here on the lid, so you can get a driver's shot, and one right there on the back, so you can kind of get the back view. I've made videos with it there. I tried running it with the silencer on there. This running across kind of like that, just like I showed in my last video, and didn't really have very good luck with it staying attached with that hose there, and just, I don't know. It makes it, I like how it makes it sound. I didn't like that I had to mess with trying to keep it attached on there, and this sounds great too. Another thing I had a problem with was this mount broke, so we welded that back up. This is the DD Dominator pipe still, and when that broke, it ate up my spark plug thing a little bit there, but that still works. It just doesn't slide down as far onto the spark plug as it normally did. And this was a zip tie. I don't need that on there. It was holding something else I had on there. What else I got going on here? It's just on a bucket. I don't have any special kind of stand for it or anything. So I pretty much want to talk about today some of the stuff that I've bought for it, plan on doing to it, and some of the extra parts that I'm going to probably do like this winter. The beginning of the season, even just from last year, I barely even ran the thing, maybe like 6 tanks, and these diff cups here started to get pretty pounded. They look like that there. If I can get a better view of it. See that? Yeah. And that started to make my drivetrain bind up a little bit, and it's also kind of starting to happen on my center diff and my front too. So I went and got these Team Chase diff cups. I got the center drive cups. The front and rear are the same, so I bought 2 sets of them. I had to do the rear to even run it this season here. But yeah, I got these. I'm gonna probably do these this winter just so I can keep playing with it the rest of the summer. And these are the ice screws I was talking about, and that's the brand they are, if you're interested in getting them. And these are the Hostile MXT tires that can take the ice screws. I wound up buying the rear tires on here are for a Baja, so they're a little bit wider, and these ones are for the Losi 5T. And I didn't have a problem with the sponge fitting in there. It's just it's perfect, just nice, but it's just a little wider than just the regular Losi 5T tire. So I put those on the rear, and I thought that was pretty cool that they fit nicely. And I needed I didn't have enough screws to do every single stud. Not that you probably really should anyways, but I definitely ate up the whole bag of these cold cutter screws. I don't remember how many come in the bag, but if you for some reason did want to stud every single tire, you'd need 2 bags. I wound up with enough I did every other one on the outside, and then I staggered my pattern in the middle, and then every other one on the inside. And I had enough to do that to all 4 tires the same way with 1 bag with maybe like less than 10 screws left over. I also have these, I bought a set of these diff covers here, these rubber boots, because I'm in need of some of them. You can see that's a little beat up. Got a zip tie holding that on there. So I wanted a set of these hanging around. I also had when I broke that mount on the front of this exhaust, I also put a hole in my rubber boot here on the bottom. So I bought like 4 of these things. They weren't very expensive. They're only a few dollars a piece. So I just wanted to have a couple extra laying around. So I got those too. I am still running the stock pack in it. I know, yeah, upgrade the LiPo. I don't actually get to play with this thing as much as I would like to, so that battery's doing just fine for me right now. I did leave it plugged in for a while, so that battery's probably going to be junk now. So I just might need a LiPo. I also bought this, I'm going to cut and set it up. Probably a little hard to see because it's all clear, but I bought the Hemistorm Penta body for it. Started to paint it a little bit. Working on that currently. I'd like to have that done for the next season. It's just kind of started to paint up there, but I got a ways to go on that. So another thing I've done here is I had a spare one of these kind of laying around that I wasn't using or doing anything with, a Traxxas waterproof receiver box. So I cut off a little bit of where the stock box was on the Losi and mounted that up on there. So now I got a waterproof receiver box on there, and I do have my Super B kill switch under there also, and coming out here and running towards the back. And I am currently still running this remote. I'm sure I'm going to be told I need to upgrade it. I kind of don't really give a shit what you think about it. It works just fine for me right now with the amount that I get to play with it. And I have the kill switch wired to that to remotely kill it. Works just fine. I did have, actually, since my last video, before I had the kill switch installed, I had the kill switch, I just hadn't installed it yet. It did run off on me. I was in a sand pit, and there was no one around me, and the only thing that hurt was me and my truck. But and I didn't lose signal because the radio is shitty. The truck was only like 30 feet away from me maybe when it lost signal. I don't know what happened. All my batteries were fully charged. I use rechargeable batteries in my remote, and my receiver box battery was fully charged too. And the thing took off on me and hit a tree, and I broke an A-arm. And that's really the only thing I've broken on the thing so far, and I've beaten it up pretty good. But like just one of these A-arms, I don't even remember which one it was. It's probably this one. It looks newer. Took off, hit the tree, broke this A-arm, and just stayed up against the tree, just burning all 4 into the dirt. I ran over and killed it, and yeah, pretty much got home there, ordered that A-arm. I think it's like $25 for a set of A-arms. But I haven't broken another one since, and I have another one that I didn't use out of that package, so that's the only thing I've broken other than this mount, which I welded. It's kind of a shitty looking job welding, but welding with a wire feed welder doesn't work very well on this chrome plated stuff, but it's holding it on there. That actually, like, since I've welded it, the pipe fits better against my spark plug. I actually have room around my spark plug there. Now I didn't with the way it was before, so I'm glad that ended up happening. The problem I was having with the pull start, my last video, I've taken that off. We cleaned it all out, lubed it all up a little bit, and like restrung the spring in there, and it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Just had a little dirt in there, cleaned it out. This isn't doing an amazing job of keeping the dirt out of there, but it's definitely the conditions that I run it in that I'm asking for it, I suppose. This has been working just fine. Takes good care of my filter there. I'm sure some of you will probably obviously notice that I'm missing a big chunk of my fender right here. I cut that off on purpose. I kind of think it makes it look pretty badass. But the main reason I did it was because when I had the screws in the tires with the suspension fully compressed, it was rubbing up against my fender well, and it ate a hole through there. So that got pretty ragged looking, so I cut it off because, believe it or not, that actually does look better than it did before. And then once I took these off, I also took the back fenders off because I just think that also looks pretty cool. I'd like to do something about keeping the dirt out of there, but for right now it's pretty cool. I had the GoPro mount right here mounted to the Losi one, and it ended up breaking. I broke a big chunk of the Losi original piece off, so I took a couple pieces of this is just clear body, like Lexan from a body. It's a little bit thicker than the stock stuff, and I put some of the fiberglass tape and shoe glue between them and sandwiched them together and bolted it in there real tight. Got a few bolts holding it on there, and there. And this piece is pretty rugged now, and I have the GoPro mount bolted onto this so that it can't move, because I'm sure all of you know a GoPro is kind of expensive, and I didn't really want it going anywhere and losing it in the sand pit. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't going anywhere, and this mount works great. It's just, it broke my GoPro. So, and I don't have the GoPro with the replaceable cover on it, I guess you'd say, or whatever. Like, I have the GoPro Hero Plus, so Plus LCD, so my cover is permanent with the GoPro. Great GoPro, works great, just I can't replace the cover. And I've also broken the two little pegs that stick off the bottom of that to mount it to things, so I'm just waiting for that to crap out the rest of the way, because it hasn't seen the last of its abuse on this thing yet. I really kind of looks like a Mad Max buggy there. I really like that look. I can't wait to get that Penta body on there and I'll paint it up. That's the, probably can't see it, my GoPro mount's right there. I have videos of every GoPro mount on here in one of my videos on my YouTube channel. So yeah, like and subscribe that and keep following. I don't get to play nearly as much as I would like to, but if you subscribe, you can keep along with it when I do.